Hello everyone. Today I thought I want to discuss about the process mapping. Okay, because process mapping is very important concept. Okay, sometimes we can call this is as a tool also. If we want to improve the process, first we have to understand the process properly. So process mapping is very important. There are another two relevant topics also. After we complete the process mapping, if we can make a swim lane diagram, okay, then if we can make a SIPOC chart, those are also supporting to clearly understand about the process. So I'll explain first process mapping, then swim lane, and I'm expecting to discuss with you regarding the SIPOC also. Right, before talk about the process mapping, okay, so this is called the system. Now you can see process in the middle, then input, okay, output in the other end. That means if we give input to the process, that process will create the output. In here, we have to understand when we talk about the process, okay, there can be several other, what is called that other supportive elements also there. It may be to the process, we have to allocate some manpower, okay, so manpower we have to allocate. Sometime we have to allocate machineries, okay, machineries, and also we have to do the process in methodical way, so it should be methods, okay. So input mean raw material, so I just put, okay, from the input side material also, material. Now you can see, okay, it is actually poem, okay, so process also controlled by the poem: man, machine, method, and material. The other thing is, if we want to do the process improvement, okay, so this is called single loop system. Single loop means, okay, it is a straight line. But if we want to do the improvement, we have to convert this system as a closed loop system. How we can convert this as a closed loop system? So we have to get some feedback from output to the process. That is called feedback. So feedback need to take then and there. So based on the feedback, we can develop the process, we can adjust the manpower, we can adjust the machineries, we can redefine the method, we can change the material. So whatever thing we can do, then we can improve the output. So feedback is very important factor to improve the process. Right. Now, this is called system. It may be open loop. If we want to improvement, we have to go for the closed loop system. Now you can see closed loop. When the feedback comes, it is closed loop. Now we are talking about the process. So I'll take some example. Okay, you can see in here. Okay, I'm going to discuss about the process mapping part. Okay, right, process mapping. So this is one of the example. Okay, so I'm going to draw the process map for what? Trainee machine operator recruitment, okay, recruitment process and allocation into the production line. So before we draw the process map, first we have to write down what are the process steps. So according to this process, already I have written the process step. The first step is, okay, process steps: advertisement, initial application completion, basic interview, medical test, document completion and detailed information completion, handover to the training center, induction training, basic machine training, receiving machine operator requirement, special machine training, then efficiency test, quality test, allocate to the on-the-job training, then allocate to the production line. So these are the process steps of trainee machine operator recruitment process and allocation into the production line. Now already we have completed the process steps, so we have to draw the process map. When we draw the process map, there are mainly mainly we can use four symbols. The circle, it's illustrate start and end process. When we draw the process map, if there is a starting point, if there is an end point, we have to use the circle. So normal rectangle, it's illustrate the general process. Any process steps, we can use the rectangle. This is called diamond shape. This is very special. If we have to take some decision, if we have to make some decision, at that point, we have to use the diamond shape. Because there are several outputs. Okay, if you think, okay, input coming from here, so there are three output. Usually we are using two output. It may be, okay, decision making mean okay or not okay, pass, fail, something like that. So when the what is called circle, rectangle, diamond, whatever the steps we connect through the arrow, we connect through the arrow. These are the basic major four symbols we have to use for process mapping. Okay, give me 1 second. Already I have drawn the process mapping for that previously discussed training machine operator recruitment process and allocation into the production line. Now I am going to share that document, then I'll explain that part. Okay, right. I think now you can see this is the process map. Advertisement, that is the starting point. So because of that, I use circle. Then the advertisement connect with the initial application completion. It is normal general process. So I used rectangle. Then when coming to the basic interview, we have to understand there can be two results from the basic interview that candidate can pass or fail. So because of that, we have to make a decision. So I use the diamond shape. Okay, when we use the diamond shape, definitely we have to mention that at least two axes, pass and fail. Okay, so basic into if fail, return back. If pass, it's move to the next step. Next step also medical test. So medical test also should have two results. It can be pass or fail. So because of that, again use the diamond shape. So from the medical test, if it is fail, check the suitability for other job. Okay, so we can check if the organization has any other vacancy, so we can check the possibility. If it is passed, that candidate move into the next process. What is the next process? Documentation and detailed information completion. Then hand over to the training center. Okay, everything connected. You can see the flow, induction training, basic machine training. Now receiving the machine operator requirement. So based on the machine operator requirement, training center start the special machine training part. So after complete the special machine training part, okay, then we have to give that operator into the flow. So before that, we have to conduct the efficiency test. So it is also we have to use diamond shape. Why? That test people can pass or fail. If fail, consider and train again the required speed. So we have to improve the efficiency. If pass, we have to move for the quality test. That is also diamond shape because quality test also can pass or fail. If fail, consider and train again to show without damages. If pass, we can allocate to the on-the-job training. So after completion on-the-job training, we can allocate that candidate, that operator into the production line. That is the end of this process, Because of that, again, we are using the circle. Okay, I think that simple process map now you can clearly understand. Okay, we only use circle, rectangle, diamond shape, and arrow. Again, I have to tell if you want to mention the time as example, efficiency test, we want to mention what is the time period we are taken from the efficiency test. Then we can use this kind of another symbol. Okay, this is called delay symbol. We can put in here like that. It's like a delay symbol. Then we can write down inside the delay symbol what is the expected time. Maybe 5 minutes. Okay, as example. So we can put in here. So this is called delay symbol. So if you want to mention the time anywhere, we can put that delay symbol also. So if you want to show something you are thinking, you have to further investigate, you have to further thinking and develop. Then you can put this kind of what is called cloud shape. Okay. Then inside the cloud shape, you can write down whatever the future actions you have to take. Okay. If you want, rather than using that cloud shape, you can use the rectangle also. So inside the rectangle, you can write down whatever the things in your mind. So whatever the things you have to consider in the future. So whatever the notes you can put in that cloud shape or separate another rectangle. Okay, that is also you have to keep in your mind. So, but this is not much more important. This is the important thing. You have to use four symbols: a circle, a rectangle, diamond shape, and connectivity. We are using the arrows. Okay, if you want to show the time, you can use this delay symbol. If you want to write down something, okay, additionally, you can use the cloud shape or separate rectangle. Right. Okay. Again, we'll move to the presentation. Right. Okay. Now, you already know about how to draw the process map. So after the process map, we have to little bit talk about the swim lane diagram. There is another name also. That name is Makigami. Okay, Makigami diagram, if not swim lane diagram. So when we draw the swim lane diagram, that means the drawn process map, we have to align with the responsibility. So first we drawn the process map. So we understood what is the flow. So what are the pass fail, what are the decision making activity, everything we know. Now we are going to further what is called the deep down study. So we want to identify the responsibilities also. So when we put the responsibility, so we have to draw the swim lane diagram. Okay, in process step, you can mark who are the responsible parties. As example, advertisement, HR department, initial application completion, guard room, basic interview, HR department, medical test, medical center, document completion and detailed information completion, HR department, hand over to the training center, HR department, induction training, okay, training center, basic machine training. It is also happening in the training center. Receiving machine operator requirement, that document requirement has to give by the IE department. Then based on the given requirement, special machine training, we are starting in a training center. Then after the training completion, we have to do the efficiency test, quality test. If all those tests pass, that candidate we have to allocate into the what is called that on the job training, then allocate to the production line. So this is the process with the responsibilities. So we'll move to see that swim lane diagram. Okay. Now you can see this is the swim lane diagram. In here, when we draw the swim lane diagram, first what we have to do, we have to mark the responsible department. So HR department. You can see HR department here, guard room, medical center, training center, then IE department, quality department. Okay, those are the responsible department. Now, the advertisement responsible by HR department, same symbol we are using, but we have to place that process step under the HR department. Then initial application completion, it is responsible by guard room. Then we are moving to again basic interview. We have to do in HR department. The same, it can be fail, pass. If it is pass, we are going to the medical test. Medical test has to conduct by the medical center. So because of that, this diamond shape, I align with the medical center. There can be pass or fail. If pass, again, we are moving to the document and detailed information completion part. It is responsible by the HR department. So because of that, I align with the HR department, then hand over to the training center. That is also responsible by HR department. When the induction training comes, that responsibility going to the training center. So we are moving from HR department to the training center. Then basic machine training, that is responsible by the training center. Then receiving machine operator requirement, it is responsible by the IE department. So because of that, we are moving from training center to the IE department. Again, we are starting a special machine training that is under the training center. Then after completes the training, efficiency test, it is responsible IE department. Quality test, it is responsible, who responsible? Quality department. So we align with the quality department. Then if the quality test passed, okay, we allocate into the on-the-job training. Okay, it is responsible by who responsible by for that? It is training center responsible. Some responsibility is going to the IE department also. So if you want, we can put some link in the IE department. So after completion the on-the-job training, we have to hand over to the production line by what is called that by in that candidate's name into the at the production line register and everything we have to do. So that is responsible by the HR department. That is the last process step. Because of that, we use the circle. So this is the swim lane diagram. So simply we can say when we draw the process map, okay, if we can align the process map with the responsible parties, so that is called the swim lane diagram. So if we draw the process map, we can understand something about the process. If we draw the process map plus swim lane diagram, we can understand furthermore things. Okay. Then after we draw the swim lane diagram, if you want to study furthermore, okay, if you want to clearly understand about the process, then we can draw, okay, then we can not the draw, we can prepare the SIPOC chart also. Okay, this is also a very important part. What is mean by SIPOC? Supplier, input, process, output, and customer. Now, already we know the process. Okay, so we have to prepare this kind of chart. Supplier, input, process, output, customer. So what is the process? Yeah, I just put in here also, but we have to put the process in here. Advertising. For the advertising, what are the input? We have to use some printed posters, some equipment, sound system. So whatever thing we can consider as input. So when we consider the input, who are the parties supply that input? They are the suppliers. Maybe print shop, sound provider, factory representatives. Okay, those are the suppliers. Then what is the output? When we do the advertisement, awareness in the villages, that particular area, the awareness going on, there are some vacancies in our, what is called that, considered factory. Then who are the customer? People living around the factory. So now the first process step, we deeply study what is the input, what is the output, who are the suppliers, who are the customers. So based on that, we can prepare. Then we can gain the much more results. When we come into the second step, application completion, initial application completion. So what is the input? Printed application form. Who are the supplier? HR department of the factory. Then what is the output? Completed application form, the customer, new employee, and the HR department. So when we move to the next step, basic interview. So input may be the relevant document, who supplier, new employee, it may, if not manpower agent, the what is the output? Pass or fail of the interview. So customer may be the factory, because if it is pass candidate, it's going to the another step. So factory has to manage that part. So medical test. Okay, what is the process? We'll write down. Then you can understand properly also. Okay, give me 1 second. We'll write down that part also. Okay. Medical test. So what are the input? What are the input for medical test? Maybe medical empty reports, then medical equipment, Okay. Then who are the supplier? Maybe corporate HR. Okay. Then what is the output? Completed test report. Completed test. Who are the customer? Okay. That is also factory. Sometime we can write down, okay, because that test report we are giving to the candidates, so we can put the candidates also. Okay. Document completion and detailed information completion. Okay. So the next step, process step, document completion and detail information completion. Okay, completion. Right. Then what is the input? Okay, maybe standard format, because factory use standard format, standard file, okay, to complete this process. Then who are the supplier? It's maybe also corporate HR. Then what is the output? Completed document file for each candidate. Then who are the customers? Factory, because that document file we have to keep in the factory. Okay, so we can put the factory. Hand over to the training center. Okay, the next step. Hand over to training center. I just put TC, training center. So what are the input? Well, what are the input? Hand over documents. Hand over documents. Who are the supplier? Factory HR department. Factory HR department. Then who are the, what is the output? What is the output? What is the output? Completed handover document. Completed handover document is the output. Who are the supplier? Trainings, sorry, customer training center. Training center is the customer. Right. Likewise, we can complete the SIPOC chart. Okay, we'll move to the next steps also. Basic machine training. Basic machine training. What is the input? Input is standard machine training guideline or something. Standard machine training. I just put standard machine training. Who's the supplier? Now, training instructor. That means training center. Training center. Okay. Right. Then, okay. Then what is the output? Okay. Basic trained operator. So customer may be, okay, customer may be, I just put the tag. Then receiving the machine operator requirement. Okay, receiving machine operator requirement. What is the input? Machine operator requirement form, because that requirement coming from the IE department through the standard format. So I just put machine operator requirement form. Okay, requirement form. So what is the output? What is the output? Okay, understanding about the requirement. So this is given by IE. So supplier is the IE. So the who is the customer? Customer is the training center. Training center. Okay. Then next step is special machine training. Okay. Next step is special machine training. Special machine training. Okay. Special machine training. What is the input? Okay. What is the input? Machine requirement. Sorry. Operator requirement. operator requirement and, okay, training guidelines. Operator requirement and training guideline. Okay, training guidelines. Then what is the output? Okay, is special trained operator. Then who are the supplier? The special training given by the training center. So training center is the supplier, customer is the factory. Customer is the factory. Okay. Then efficiency test. Efficiency test. Okay. Then what is the input? Standard formats and test. Okay. The output passed operator. Then who are the customer? Factory. Then who are the supplier? That person supply for the test by training center. So I just put the training center. If you want, you can put the IE also, because that part conducting by the IE department. Then quality test. What are the inputs? The same thing, standard format and test. Okay, for the quality test, factory should have some standard format and standard methodology. So what is the output? Okay, passed operator. Okay, it's also factory. It's also, we can put training center as a training center as a supply. If you want that test conduct by the QA department, so we can put the QA also. On the job training, okay, on the job training, okay, what are the input? That is also same standard formats, okay, and standard on the job training. What is the output? Okay. Candidate, if not operator, uplifted to match the organization requirement. Organization requirement. Okay, uplifted candidate to the organization requirement. Then who are the customer? Factory. Then who are the supplier? During the on-the-job training also, that on-the-job training, that the person going to the on-the-job training, that's supplied by the training center. Training center. Then the final part, hand over to the production line, hand over to production line. Okay, production line. Okay, so what is the input? Is special trained candidate, special trained candidate. So what is the output? Okay, when we hand over the production floor, the output is, okay, train machine operator. So now customer, particular production line, it's supplied by HR and training center. HR, then training center. So this is the SIPOC chart. Okay, I think now you can understand, when we draw the SIPOC chart, each and every step we can deep down study, so we know about all the things in 360-degree angles. Okay, so I'm going to summarize now. if we want to improve the process, we have to draw the process map. So because of the process map, what we can do, okay, process map, we can identify the process steps, then decision making steps, and the interrelations. So through the process map, we can identify. So if we want to further develop that process, it is required to understand the responsibilities. So we have to draw the swim lane diagram. So it's addition of the process map from the swim lane, rather than that identify the process step, decision making step, and what is called that interrelations. We can identify the responsibilities also. Then when we draw the SIPOC, what is mean by SIPOC? It is called SIPOC chart. Supplier input, process output, and customer. Then we can understand 360 degree angle of each and every process steps. Okay. So again, I have to tell, if you want to develop the process, you have to make a process map, swim lane, and site. So today I took one example. When we consider the organization, it may be manufacturing, service, whatever the organization. First, you have to draw process map, swim lane, SIPOC for each and every processes. If the organization contain 100 processes, we have to draw this for the 100 processes. Then we have to think about how we can develop, how we can eliminate the unnecessary process step, okay, how we can develop the responsibilities, how we can increase the, how we can decrease the waiting time, okay. So how we can organize the each and every process step by considering the SIPOC chart. So whatever the thing we can do to improve the process. I think you may have some rough knowledge about this topic, process mapping, swim lane, and SIPOC chart. Okay. So this is very interesting, and this is very important thing regarding the process improvement. Expecting to meet you with another video also. Till that, thank you very much. We'll meet again.